Okay, let's talk about something that has the photography world absolutely buzzing right now. Canon might have just fixed everything we complained about with the original R7. And I mean everything. The rumored R7 Mark II could be the APS-C camera we've all been waiting for. But here's the thing, some of these specs sound almost too good to be true. Hey everyone, you are watching Alt Buzz, the channel where we dig deep into the camera, rumors that actually matter. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button because we're about to unpack something special, so let's dive in. So what's Canon supposedly cooking up? Well, imagine a stacked sensor that shoots 30 frames per second, 8K video recording, and get this, they might be ditching the mechanical shutter entirely. Bold move or complete disaster? We're about to find out. Now, before we dive into the madness, let's be real about the original R7 for a second. It was good, don't get me wrong. The autofocus was snappy, the image quality was solid, and it finally gave Canon shooters a serious APS-C option. But man, the limitations were frustrating. The burst rate felt sluggish compared to Sony. The video overheated faster than a laptop running Cyberpunk. And don't even get me started on that rolling shutter in electronic mode. But here's where things get interesting. Canon seems to have been taking notes. Lots of notes. The first massive change everyone's talking about is this rumored stack sensor. Now, if you're not familiar with stack sensors, think of them like this. Imagine your camera's brain got a serious upgrade from dial-up internet to fiber optic speeds. That's basically what we're looking at here. This isn't just a minor bump in performance. This is a complete overhaul of how fast the camera can process information. We're talking about a 32 to 40 megapixel stacked CMOS sensor that could theoretically shoot 30 frames per second. 30! That's getting into flagship territory, folks. And here's the kicker. Supposedly with minimal rolling shutter distortion. If Canon pulls this off, they're not just catching up to Sony, they're potentially leapfrogging them. But wait, there's more. The autofocus system is getting what sounds like a complete reimagining. Canon's calling it Dual Pixel CMOS AF3, and the rumors suggest it's using some serious AI wizardry. We're talking about subject recognition that doesn't just track faces and eyes anymore, but can identify and follow specific objects, animals, even vehicles with scary accuracy. Think about it. No more losing focus when your subject turns their head slightly. No more accidentally focusing on the background when shooting through branches. If these rumors are true, this could be the autofocus system that finally makes Canon the undisputed king of subject tracking. Now here's where things get really spicy. The burst shooting capabilities. 30 frames per second sounds incredible on paper, but here's what really matters. The buffer. Canon's supposedly cramming in enough processing power to handle over 100 raw files before it starts slowing down. That means you could literally hold down the shutter for 3 solid seconds at maximum burst and still be shooting at full speed. For sports photographers and wildlife shooters, this is game-changing stuff. Imagine never missing that perfect moment because your camera decided to take a coffee break. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, video capabilities. The original R7 had some serious overheating issues, especially in warmer climates. Canon apparently heard our complaints loud and clear because the rumored specs for video are absolutely wild. 8K recording at 30 frames per second, 4K at 120 frames per second for those buttery slow-motion shots. And get this, unlimited 4K recording sessions with improved cooling. If Canon actually delivers on this, they're not just fixing the overheating problem, they're turning the R7 Mark II into a legitimate cinema camera. They're also supposedly adding C-Log 3 and 10-bit recording, which means serious color grading possibilities. This isn't just a photography camera anymore. It's shaping up to be a proper hybrid beast. Now here's something that's got everyone talking. And honestly, it's a bit controversial. The rumors suggest Canon might be going completely electronic shutter only. No mechanical shutter at all. That's either brilliant or completely insane, depending on who you ask. On one hand, it means potentially silent shooting, no mechanical wear and tear, and shutter speeds up to 1/16,000th of a second. On the other hand, what about flash sync? What about potential banding issues? This is the kind of bold move that either pays off spectacularly or backfires completely. Let's also talk about build quality for a second. Canon's supposedly sticking with that compact magnesium alloy body, but they're making some smart refinements. A deeper grip for better handling, more customizable controls, and improved weather sealing. These might sound like small changes, but when you're out in the field for hours, these details matter. So how does all this stack up against the competition? Well, if these rumors are true, Canon's not just playing catch-up anymore. They're potentially setting a new standard. Compare this to the Sony a6-700, which maxes out at 11 frames per second and has its own overheating quirks. Or the Fujifilm X-T5, which is fantastic for stills but struggles with video capabilities. Even Nikon's rumored Z50 Mark II doesn't seem to be bringing this level of performance to the table. Canon could be positioning themselves as the ultimate hybrid APS-C camera, something that excels at both photography and videography without forcing you to choose between them. But here's the reality check. We're still in rumor territory here. None of this is confirmed, and Canon has been pretty quiet about their APS-C roadmap lately. Some of these specs honestly sound almost too ambitious for a sub-$1,600 camera. And speaking of price, that's another interesting point. $1,500 would put this right in the sweet spot. Expensive enough to pack serious performance, but not so pricey that it competes with Canon's own full-frame cameras. The photography community's reaction has been fascinating to watch. There's genuine excitement about the stacked sensor and 8K capabilities, but also healthy skepticism. Can Canon really solve the overheating issues? Will the electronic-only shutter actually work reliably? And most importantly, can they deliver all this at a reasonable price point? Here's what I think is really happening. Canon is finally taking APS-C seriously again. For years, it felt like they were just going through the motions, releasing incremental updates while Sony was pushing boundaries. But if these rumors are even half true, Canon is swinging for the fences. This could be Canon's most important APS-C release in years. Not just because of the specs, but because of what it represents. A company that's actually listening to what creators want and need. So what do you think? Is Canon finally listening to all our complaints about the original R7? Or is this just another case of rumor mill getting our hopes up? Are these specs realistic for a camera at this price point? Or is Canon biting off more than they can chew? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious whether you think Canon can pull all this off, or if some of these features sound too good to be true. If the R7 Mark II delivers on even half of these rumored features, it could completely reshape the APS-C landscape. We might be looking at the camera that finally makes APS-C a legitimate choice for professionals again, not just enthusiasts on a budget. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, smash that subscribe button and consider supporting the channel with super thanks. It really helps us keep diving deep into all the latest camera rumors and releases. Until next time, keep shooting.